Hi. Welcome to day 3. Here I am. Day 3. No idea what I'm going to talk about today. I'm here. I see trees. I'm feeling in a good mood starting today. The first day, obviously, not a good mood. The second day, kind of a neutral mood from a place of resolve and determination and strength. Today, I cried for a few hours earlier. But now I'm in a good mood. So I wonder how that will influence what I talk about. Clearly, you can see that being in a good mood makes you more talkative and quicker. I was very focused on being in a good mood with the girl, and it made me kind of not in a good mood because I was so focused on being in a good mood that I wasn't actually in a good mood. I was just like making myself good mood seem like I was just controlling the good mood. I was just acting. And that's a subtle and tricky distinction, especially for somebody who practices some kind of practice. Because usually those practices involve some type of joy element, because joy is how you train the brain in practice. You use positive reinforcement, and mindfulness is encouraged that way. But it's easy to make the joy the goal, when the joy is not the goal. The joy is the symptom. And that kind of thing is, in a nutshell, the problem of insanity. Insanity doesn't have to mean batshit crazy, clinically diagnosed. There is a kind of insanity that represents subtle departures from the natural state of kind of flowing at one with the environment. And if you inherit a kind of insanity from the collective insanity, the collective dream, the collective unconscious, whatever you want to call it, and then you adopt a practice in order to escape from that inherited insanity, then that practice is your insanity for a while, until you reach the shores of heaven. And along the way are all sorts of little infinite little ways to fall back into struggle, a little bit here, a little bit there. So you're never I don't know. I'm never fully there. And although I've heard of some people who claim to be always there, and of course we have stories about people like Jesus Christ and the Buddha and so on. You know, maybe those types of people can exist. Maybe it's possible. But speaking for myself, and this is how I imagine anybody should feel in order to play it safe. Unless there's some radical boom, psh, God. I don't know. But the way I feel is that the second I believe that I'm there permanently is the second I fall into another trap. So why? Why make that proclamation about myself? The self is part of the dream anyways. It's good to talk about insanity while in a good mood. I'm sure it might be reassuring to my few friends who have seen the first video, or said they would watch it. People get scared very easily. Of themselves and of each other. I don't get scared of myself, which is why I'm allowing myself such freedom to be crazy. And I don't get scared for others in a cosmic sense. I only get scared for others when my insanity interacts with them. Because I'm not afraid of myself, and I'm not afraid of I'm not trying to be harmless. I mean, I am. But I'm not trying to just live. I'm trying to be a philosopher, and that involves breaking the dream from the inside. Saying, why do you think this? Don't you see how it's not like that? Can't you see that this is a false construction of our collective dream from the past? Shatter it, break through. It's very yang energy. And I feel like I am comfortable doing that. But so far in my life, I have restrained that kind of energy to my writing. And I've tried to avoid bringing that kind of energy to people who I actually know. As much as I can. Because then that same problem comes up I was talking about with my friend who went insane. How do you not? How do you not? I want to not, and I try to not. Because I'm afraid to not. No, because I'm afraid to. That's why I want to not. But if you know somebody who needs you to, or wants you to, but you not, that's dying. And then if you do, but you mislead them, that's also dying. So either way, you're dead. And I suppose as I've been transitioning from boy to man, from person who didn't know what he wanted to do to person who does know what he wants to do. And of course that choice is philosophy and teaching. It has been a challenge to figure out what kind of energy to bring in different situations. And I think anybody who is attempting to be any kind of parent, any kind of teacher, including parenting, or like an instructive older brother or older sister, even to a certain extent teaching in academic circles, although you get to kind of externalize a lot of that burden onto the machine. You get your curriculums and you get your guidelines and you get your little help bring manuals, and you went to school for it, and you've got all these, you just follow along, which is nice. Nothing wrong with that. It's needed, it's necessary. That's a valuable role in society. But some teachers also try to go a little above and beyond that and try to open their students' eyes to the collective unconscious, to the collective insanity, to their own insanity, to the possibility to become greater. Religious leaders are the same, in that same boat, where they have their own externalized authority that they can use to take on a lot of the teaching burdens, but a lot of religious leaders also try to break the mold and go outside and, So each one of us has to come to terms with how radical they are willing to be for themselves and for others. And the more radical you are willing to be, the more you have to embrace the burden and responsibility of forging your own insanity. And choosing a way to die. I wonder if ever society will have progressed to the point where that revolutionary and radical pull is no longer felt, because society has gotten to perhaps a state of utopia or perfection. I wonder. I don't know. The alternative is that in the utopic future, it is a utopia because everybody experiences that call and embraces it. I think that's a big split in political society, because some believe in the future where everyone unites under the common law and the common dream, which is good in their eyes, and so should be adhered to faithfully. And the other side believes in the radical freeness of the individual to embrace their own insanity and to forge their own insanity. And it's all based on these utopic visions for what perfection might look like off in the distance, and then trying to emulate that. And who knows, maybe we'll get to one of those extreme visions at some point. But for right now, right now it's a mix, and it's supposed to be a mix, because not everyone is ready or capable of becoming schizophrenic in the Deleuzian sense of the word, which is a process of breaking free from the collective insanity, essentially. By just letting it all go. The consequences be damned. I don't know where I'm going, but I've got to take it slow. I guess I've got nothing else. keep this one nice and short. 20 minutes. Yep, goodbye.